How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the PilotPatriot channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at a console safe for your F150 or 250. Alright guys, now there are several console safes on the market for your vehicles, especially F150s and 250s. Ford even offers one as an option when you purchase your F250. But the problem I found with most console safes is they take up the entire center console, and it makes your center console basically unusable for anything that you don't have locked inside the safe. What's cool about the one we're talking about today is that it only takes up half of your center console, so you can still get in and use the other half of your safe for regular items that you want to store in there. Your console tray that comes in your F150s and 250s is also going to fit into this open cavity. So you still have the functionality of your center console while being able to lock up other important items like money or pew-pews or anything like that. So let's get over to the tabletop. We're going to take a quick look at this. Then we'll get it installed and we'll talk a little more about it. But first, guys, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate that. This is another video in our truck accessory series. If you haven't seen our other videos in this series, I will link to that in the description below. All right, guys, let's get in here and take a closer look at this console safe. Again, what I really love about this one is that it only takes up half of your console. So you still have the rest of your console here to put your regular items that you like to put in there. And that's different than most of your center console safes on the market that take up the entire console and basically make it unusable for anything other than the stuff that you're planning to lock up inside. Now, I will link to this one in the description below if you want to get it for yourself. This specific one is made for the F150 and F250. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the brand. To be honest, I'm pretty sure this is probably made in China. It comes from the HECASA store on Amazon. With that said, though, it does seem to be really good quality. It's a nice, thick, heavy 12-gauge steel, so you can see how thick this is, and it's really very heavy. It has a black powder coat finish, and you can see here that it does have a combination lock. It's also going to be able to open it with a key as well. So what you do is you put in your combination, you turn this knob, and then she opens right up. And just to show you the lock real quick, you can see this nice large locking plate here. This is also 12-gauge steel, so it's pretty substantial, and it's going to make it very difficult to get into. You guys know I have reviewed a lot of safes in the past, and the comments always say something like, well, you can get into that with a cutting wheel easy, or I could pick that lock. Well, you know, obviously if you run into a professional or somebody with heavy-duty power tools, yeah, they probably can get into this, but it's going to take them a lot of time, and time is something that most smash and grab car robberies don't have. These are people that are going to smash your window and grab whatever they see and book it. And so a product like this is really going to help keep whatever you put in it very safe. You can see here on the bottom, it has 4 bolt holes here on the bottom. That's what's going to bolt through your center console. It also comes with this bottom base plate here. This is going to mount underneath your center console, and these two pieces are going to bolt together, locking it in place. So what you're going to get with this is your center console safe, your bottom base plate. You're going to get plenty of hardware, a set of 2 keys, a rubber mat to fit down in the bottom of it, and then your instructions. But yeah, guys, it seems very good quality. I love the features of it, and as long as it fits in like it should, I see no problems with it. So let's get this bad boy installed and we'll show you a little bit more about it. All right, guys, because of the way this thing mounts, the first thing we're going to need to do is partially disassemble our center console. So we're going to come around to the back seat and we're going to lift up those cup holders out of the center console. Those are just held in with some clips. Once you get that out, that's going to expose 2 hex head screws that you need to take out. Then we're going to disconnect those electrical connectors from the inside. There's also a bolt on both sides of the console near the back that you're going to need to take out so you can lift up on it to get your bottom plate slid underneath there, and we're able to pull the whole face of the console off. And once we've got all that done, we're going to go back around to the front seat and we're going to drop the safe down into the console. It took a little bit of persuasion, but it did fit in there just fine. Now we're going to take our drill and drill through the mounting holes in the bottom of the safe and through the bottom of the console. The instructions recommend using a 1/4 inch bit to start with and then moving up to a 3/8 inch bit. Now we need to slide our bottom plate in underneath the console from the back. It helps to use some type of prying tool to lift up on the back of the console so you can easily slide that plate in. Once you have the plate slid into place, you want to line it up so that you can drop your bolts down in and tighten them up. And that's it. Your console safe is installed and secure. Now I did have a little bit of trouble dropping my tray back into the console beside the safe. It didn't quite fit, so I had to take a file and file away at it just a little bit to get it to drop down into place. Before we get back to the video, I want to talk to you guys about the USCCA. I've been a member of the USCCA for a couple years now, and it really gives me a peace of mind that you can't get anywhere else. USCCA offers great virtual online training as well as self-defense liability insurance. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you have to defend yourself, you have access to their 24/7 critical response team and some of the best criminal defense attorneys in the country. Not only that, but USCCA also has a free gun giveaway for one of their lucky members every single week. And if that's not enough, they offer a full 365-day money-back guarantee. So if after a year you decide that it's just not for you, they will refund every single penny. So use our link down below and secure your family's future by joining the USCCA today, because you never know when you might have to defend yourself or your loved ones. All right, guys, now that we got our console safe installed, now we're going to talk about how we're going to mount our tools inside here. And by tools, we're talking about pew-pews. You guys can probably tell I'm trying my best to make sure YouTube does not demonetize this video. But the way we're going to do this is I'm going to line the inside wall of the safe here with some hook Velcro. And what I have is a holster mount from Sticky Holsters. It has loop Velcro on the back of it, and it's designed so that you can just slip any holster into this little pouch here. Now, since I'm subject to carry a lot of different guns, I'm going with just your generic universal style nylon holster. These are great for this kind of application because you can fit pretty much any gun into it. It also has a spot for a spare magazine, which is cool. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to drop the holster down in. The clip is going to go over the side just to help make sure that the holster stays in. Okay, and then we're just going to slap the whole thing into that Velcro on the side, and that's going to hold it in place. I've actually carried this way for a long time, even without the safe, so I know it's going to work. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, then we can just take the loop side of our holster, secure it to that Velcro. That sticks on there pretty good. And then we just drop our pew-pew in, and we are good to go. Have quick and easy access. That's right there. Now the great thing about doing it this way is it is adjustable, so I feel like that's a little bit too far back. All I have to do is loosen that Velcro and shift the holster forward and reattach it. Good to go. And she's locked up nice and tight. Now the door of it is still gonna wiggle just a little bit, but it's not gonna come up. It's gonna be very difficult to pry up. So I think we're good to go. All right, guys, so just a few things about the install. It fits in here perfectly. The only issues I had, it did take me a little while to get that bottom plate lined up perfectly so I could get those bolts in. And like you guys saw, my stock tray that goes into the console didn't quite fit in there, so I did have to file away at it just a little bit. That was really just a mild inconvenience. It fits in there perfectly now after a little bit of adjustment, so no big issues there. All right, guys, that's it for our center console vehicle safe. Like I said earlier, guys, there are a lot of console safes on the market, but this one is the first one that I've ever seen that I was happy with. I love the features of this thing. I love that it only takes up half of your console, so you still have access to the rest of your storage. I love that it bolts all the way underneath the console, so there's no way you could rip this thing out of here, and I'm just really happy with it. So I will link to this safe in the description below if you want to get it for yourself. Make sure you check that out. If you guys have any questions, make sure you let us know in the comments section. And if you haven't done it yet, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. And as always, if you want to help support the channel, you can do that by visiting PilotPatriotApparel.com. You can join us on Patreon, and of course, use our links in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay safe out there.